Hello dear classmates and the teacher Christina. I'm Sergio and I'm going to present you a summary about the chapter number 4, that is ecosystem and communities. Well, first of all, the first topic of this chapter is the climate. First we gotta know what is the weather and what is the climate and how to differentiate them. Well, weather is the day-by-day condition of the Earth's atmosphere, and climate refers to the year-by-year average of temperatures and precipitation. Also, it exists an environment condition that can vary in small distances that is called microclimates. The topic 4.2 of this chapter is the niches and community interactions. Also, you have to know that a niche is the range of physical and biological conditions in which species lives and the way the species obtains what it needs to survive and reproduce, like the food and the type of activities they do and how to relation with other organisms in the species. Also, between the interactions of animals, there exists a competition and that occurs different members of the species, and when it occurs among members of the same species or organisms, it is called intraspecific. But when it's between the two members of different species that eats or wants a resource of the same place, it is called intraspecific. Also, the competition exclusion principle states that no one different species can live in the same space or in the same habitat and get the same resources, because all of them have to need different needs and they have to fight for them, and the species that is more strong will win the resources to keep living. Furthermore, there are 6 different interactions between animals, like when an animal eats the other. For example, if a predator eats a prey, it is called predation, and it's between a carnivore and an herbivore. And also the same pass when an herbivore eats a plant, that process is called herbivore. And another example of interactions between different species is like symbiosis. This symbiosis can be differentiated by 3 different ways. One way is parasitism. Parasitism is like when one of the species is being harmed and the other is being satisfied by the resources it gets from the other. Also, it exists the mutualism, where the 2 species get same benefits and there is no problem without. But another interaction between animals, it is commensalism. Commensalism, it expresses that one animal gets resources from the other, and the one that is being attacked or giving the resources, it doesn't really matter because it is not causing any harm or being helped. Well, the 4th part of the chapter 4, it is the biomes. Well, a biome is described in terms of abiotic factors like climate and soil type, and biotic factors like the animal that is living there and the type of vegetation that it has. When we talk about biomes, it comes to our minds that we can differentiate them by the different conditions that it has. For example, the tropical rainforest, the tropical dry forest, the savanna and the deserts are biomes that are often has the different temperatures that are warm. This means that the average temperature of all the year is between the 55 Celsius degrees to the 30 degrees. And the other ones that are not so warm, that are cold even, are the temperate grassland, the temperate woodland, temperate forest, the boreal forest, and the tundra. These kind of forests are differentiated because they have a little type of pine that is called the coniferous, and this coniferous is a type of vegetation that it occurs when cold temperatures are having in a specific area that are these biomes. And the last topic of this chapter is the 4.5, that is aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystems are affected primarily by the water's depth, the temperature, flow, and the amount of dissolved nutrients. Well, the sunlit region near to the surface in which photosynthesis occurs is the photic zone. Where photosynthesis can occur, that it means that is more depth of the ocean, it is called the aphotic zone, because the sunlight can get around there, and the plants cannot use them, the solar light, to give a better, like a process to produce their own food. And also in the different parts that the plants and algae are ready and can grow, this is the benthic zone where it doesn't need like the sunlight. And I think that this chapter wants to teach us that the way we use the resources and the way we interact with the animals is better for us, because it is important that the animals don't die, because endangered species can cause a chain effect that could even affect us. It doesn't really matter how the humans keep in the interaction, like if we are killing them to hunting or stuff like that. We have to keep saving the different environments and the different animals that we have for the benefit of the planet and the benefit of the different species that live in this world. Thank you.